In this video I'm going to show you how to convert your RC transmitter to be rechargeable for under $2, as I hate having to buy more AA batteries and the rechargeable options are both expensive and I hate having to take them out every time. I'm going to use these 18650s I got out of an old laptop battery, as they were still free and had a lot of life left in them. To charge the batteries as well as offer discharge and overcharge protection, I'm going to use this little TP4056 module and then a small boost converter to increase the voltage. I bought both these little modules for around $1 each on AliExpress. Here's the little charge module. It uses micro USB. The only issue I find with these is the little chip on them does get very hot, so I'm going to add a heat sink to it like I did with this one. These little heat sinks I had lying around but can be found for as little as 10 cents. I'm just going to use the double-sided tape that's on the other side of it and then add some hot glue to make sure it's more secure. This will help keep it cool inside the package. As you can see, this is the Fly Sky remote I'm going to be using. I've already taken the battery tray out of it, exposing the negative and positive wires. Now we're going to connect up the charging module to the boost converter. We're going to use the two voltage out pins on the charging module and put them into the voltage in pins on the boost converter. We can now go ahead and connect the output of the boost converter into the input of the controller, making sure that we get the polarity correct. After that's finished, we can go ahead and connect two wires to the battery part of the charging module. so we can connect the 18650s. I want to make one short for the positive and one long for the negative, as I'll have the positive side to the battery closer to the two modules than the negatives. Now we're going to solder the 18650s together. I'm going to use 3 in parallel to keep the voltage at 3.7 volts and the capacity at around 6.6 amp hours, which should be plenty for the transmitter. Now when soldering these, you want to be careful not to leave the solder on too long, otherwise it'll heat up the battery and damage it. I know it's preferable to use a spot welder, but I don't have one and I don't feel like paying $200 to get one. These batteries were also free, so I'm not too concerned about damaging them. We're just going to connect the charging module to the batteries now. Again, not keeping the soldering iron on them for too long, as we don't want to heat them up too much and damage the batteries. This part here, we're going to use a multimeter to adjust the boost converter to 12 volts. I know that my one uses 12 volts as I saw that there was 8 batteries all in series, and each AA battery is 1.5 volts, meaning a total of 12 volts. we just adjust the top potentiometer here till we get the right voltage on the multimeter. Here we're just going to give it a quick test to make sure everything's working, and it is, which is good. Now we just need to drill a hole for the charging module's USB port. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I'm just going to use this drill bit. Once I drilled the pilot hole, I then just moved the drill bit around till it was big enough to fit the USB cable through it. Here you can see it's not the best work, but it'll work. And if we give it a test, we can see that it fits properly and the charging module is working. Now we need to go ahead and glue down all the components. I just used hot glue as it seems to work really well. I made sure to glue down the boost converter in a way that allows you to still adjust the potentiometer at any time. And now everything is done and it is working perfectly. This is a really cheap and easy way to save money in the future. It also means that you can charge your controller off a power bank or even in the car.